Hey everybody, welcome to the Break Glass in Case of Emergency podcast. It's me, Buster, and for the foreseeable future, TokuTalkers is on hold for various reasons. So just a whole 30 episodes of TokuTalkers. We didn't even make it to a full year. God damn it! It is what it is. Another aborted podcast by Buster. Truly, the way of life. But hey, sometimes things happen.
Yeah,
Emergencies happen. Think scenarios of agencies and casting bullshit and edits happen that I'm like, I
yeah.
don't want to watch it anymore. I don't want to watch the shows anymore.
Mhm.
Uh yeah. So that's been a whole thing. Uh I've explained this scenario to too many people at this point. Wyatt, do you want to explain anything? And I can
Okay,
correct you if need be.
so the situation, as I understand it, is, and I actually didn't know a lot about this, on like other than what you told me fairly recently, but so the actress for Goju Unicorn Sumino, Maya Imamori, was under some flack for under by tabloid stuff. A lot of people think it was due to her Filipino heritage that they went after her. And also I believe there was something involving her like dating somebody that was like a lot older than her, like an actor. Like I don't know if that
Yeah,
was
like a suit
true.
actor. That's not
Yeah.
that's not been confirmed, but that was one of
Yes.
the rumors being
But
floated
yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like I think that was another one of the like tabloid rumors. None of those really got her in trouble. Like she still kept her job. They weren't really paying attention to that, I assume, or maybe they were because just recently it was revealed that the agency dropped her. The agency that hired her, the talent agency. These are things in Japan and like show business in general where like okay, you have a company, like Toei that's doing the filming and getting all these people together. But to get the right actors involved, they need something like a talent agency that like hires and trains up young people for these specific roles. Turns out that these talent agencies have a ridiculous amount of power and sway in the entertainment industry in Japan because they can just do things like, all right, this person is dropped from our agency due to the, in my opinion, extremely minor crime of underage drinking. Uh, so therefore, her likeness is not allowed to be used by Toei. So this means that right before we started getting some episodes about her and before her like story arc really kind of wrapped up, um this character just doesn't really exist in a meaningful way in Ghost Suture anymore.
Yeah,
When
the
they aired the
episode.
episode,
Yeah, the
yeah,
episode aired right after like this whole like the story broke,
mhm,
and she was just completely scrubbed out of it. It was
yeah,
and like only like her suit with her. She just suddenly showed up in fighting, and it was just a sound alike, and
yeah.
just
It's
it's
big,
wrong.
it's big Power Rangers energy with the like,
Peace
you know,
conference.
yes, like that's what I'm thinking. Where it's like, what is happening behind the scenes that is causing this to go on? But like, we actually do know in this case. I do feel really bad for the kids, for sure,
Yeah.
that are watching the show, and just in general, like people that are really big fans of Gozuger. Like, I really like Gozuger. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it to the point that I did something like a Don Brothers. Or even King Oger, but I did really like it. So it's pretty sad that
Mm.
it's kind of going down in flames like this because I'll be honest, this sucks so bad that, like you were saying at the beginning of the episode, I just don't really have the motivation to finish the series at this point. Maybe that will
Yeah.
change, in the future. And I'll be able to like divorce myself more from the situation and sort of like
Yeah.
view the show on its own merits, but as it stands now, it's a little bit too raw. and I'm a little bit too
Yeah.
annoyed by this whole thing.
Yeah. And I just don't want to make the Toku Talkers just about Zets because we already dropped Omega. Like we're dropping
Yeah,
Vegeta. Like that would just be lame.
yeah, we did. I mean, we started just talking about Gozucher,
Yeah.
so like we could just do Zets if we wanted to, but there is the problem of like, oh, Kamen Rider, they have a specific structure. I mean, I guess we would have to do it
Mhm.
every other week if we came
Like the
back to
2 episode
doing.
arcs, but still,
Yeah.
it's just like it's just a mess overall, and I don't feel comfortable engaging with any Toei Toku modernly at this point. I
Hmm.
probably will come back. Like I'm definitely coming back. I just need some time. I just need some time. It's just like you screwed up. I need some time away from this scenario.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of. I feel so bad for the production crew, man.
Hmm.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
and of
Maybe
course
like.
the actress, like
Mhm.
in Maya, like she deserves way better than whatever bullshit she got dealt.
Yeah, because like not to skim over the like the idea that xenophobia or racism played a part in this. That is disgusting. Obviously, the idea that like, oh, the only reason that these like tabloids and things were like kind of going after her was because of her ethnicity, and then uh, Toei just kowtowing to the demands of this talent agency. Yes, I know that the talent agencies are very powerful and they have the rights and everything, but I know it's weird. I know
Especially because this is supposedly the final Sentai, so it's
yeah,
like
they couldn't have worked something out to like make it a more of a like a better transition. It's just like such a fucking nightmare. Like it's just such a messy way to like there's already all these like rumors and things about it being this is the final Sentai is over, and that was already kind of like weird and kind of leaving a melancholy taste in our mouths, and then now it's like that just makes it 10 times worse because okay, now this thing that should be a finale as a big celebration is sort of like kneecapped in the final quarter. Like there's still like 12 or 13 more episodes left to go, and it's just well, the one major character is just like
yeah.
written out unceremoniously,
I know
and
some people are comparing it to Bioman or Kamen Rider Hibiki, but there's major factors, and like those are very different scenarios. Bioman, that was early in the show. That was the '80s. It was still like it was different, different time, but still like it was still bad at that time. But it was still early on that they were able to pivot in like a very
yeah,
creative way. Hibiki, the second half sucked. So it's
right,
like
yeah.
but at least the actors got to stay. Like they actually stood up for the actors. Like even though if there were like the main cast could stay, just like a couple like new characters could get introduced.
Yeah,
With this, is just like just that character is completely scrubbed out. No Sumino went to her home planet or whatever.
right.
It's just
It's like the worst possible version of it, where it's
yeah,
like the actress is just like vanished, and then her suit. That's like all that remains. They like the opening looks weird and terrible now. The
yeah. I don't even
and
think the
it's
episode is on streaming right now. That's how like bad
mm,
the situation is. Like you can't like only the TV rip airs of the
yeah.
episode. It's like that bad.
And then like the show is like on hiatus, presumably because there wasn't a next time preview. So I guess
Yeah,
they're doing reshoots to try to cover up this mess.
yeah.
But
Trying to like
like,
shoot around it, but it's still like I don't want to like it just sucks because I was really loving the show. Like
mhm,
I've been on board since day one. So like
yeah,
this sucks so bad. It was set
mhm,
like I thought like especially because they were building up to some really cool shit with the final arc. So it's like
mhm,
I
mhm.
guess we're just not gonna. I'm not gonna see
I'm not
that.
gonna pay that off.
I kind of feel when people like fans of Berserk or Hunter x Hunter describe like oh man we're never getting that ending.
Yeah.
Like I kind of understand how they feel now. Just because
Mhm,
it's like,
mhm.
damn, like we really are never getting that ending. Like
Yeah.
there's not even like a point where it could be like, oh, the show stops here, like Hibiki. Like 29 is a great wrap up for Hibiki. It's a bit like it's a
Mhm.
little, but it's a great wrap up. There's no Gozutra just kept going. Like there was no episode to be like,
Yeah.
you can stop here. You can. This is where you can get off. Like no.
The closest is like the stuff with Ray, like
Yeah, but
you
it's
know,
like,
and the like, you know, just like that whole plot line, which I had already talked about, was like, oh, it's weird. It feels like they already wrapped up Sumino besides her sister. Like that's the only thing. So, you know, it's just a weird, terrible coincidence, I guess. But like, you know, that's I guess the thing is that she wasn't like the most, you know, like her and why is his name leaving me, the Blue Ranger.
Rikyo.
Yes, were like they don't have a like she still has her sister, but he's if he got kicked from, you know, the show, that would be a tragedy because he's one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite Ranger. But like I can't foresee them doing too much more with his character because his plot, his major like personal plot, was kind of wrapped up already with
Yeah.
Ray. So if something like that happened, then that would have been more of a clean cut. But this is just like there's just enough left from her that it's like I can see a version of reality where they're like, okay, and then his sister gets the Gozu unicorn, but
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
not like,
everyone is speculating, but it still
yeah.
just feels wrong right now.
No,
It's like
yeah,
that.
it definitely feels wrong. I think people that are like, "Oh, I can't wait to see how they replace her or fix this," like those people are like lunatics. Like I don't understand how they don't have like the sense of being and empathy to
Yeah,
be like, let's not try to fan cast, you know, while this
yeah,
person's career is being ruined, you know,
yeah.
unfairly.
It's a mess, and I talked about like but this is a thought that keeps in my head when I keep thinking about the situation. One of the major innovations of Super Sentai back in the day with Go Ranger was the inclusion of a female cast member, like just like
Hmm.
having like more diverse personality types, gender, body types. With like yellow being a big
Hmm.
guy, like or green being a younger guy.
Hmm.
Like there, it was a Sentai has always been built around like diverse things overall. So it
Hmm.
just really sucks that the supposed final season is ending with one of the more
Yeah.
diverse members getting kicked out. So
Hmm. Yeah, it would have been a tragedy if anybody got kicked out because of a
so it's like
reason
this is
this
just double.
stupid.
This
Hmm.
is just double like whammy. It's
Hmm.
like just everything like is it sucks. And so
Yeah.
we're not going to be talking Toku for a while
Yeah.
because like Omega's boring, Gozudra imploded, and then Zets didn't really do anything wrong. We just don't feel comfortable talking
Yeah.
about it.
It's just you have to get it in your corners. That's for a bit. You know, I'll go
Yeah,
back to watching you, but not this week.
not this week. Yeah, it's a shame because the last episode ended on a pretty big cliffhanger. That I was like, "Ooh, that's kind of fun." But I was like, "No, I'm not going back." Okay, maybe later, maybe another day. It's a shame because I was really enjoying. I think Zets was finally starting to find its groove with me. I
Yeah.
think so.
Oh yeah. But all
So what
right.
else are we gonna talk about, Wyatt?
So instead, we're gonna go with this generic sort of off-topic format. I've personally done it before on, you know, podcasts that I've done. Um, so I think that that's the best way to just let's just go forward and do that because it's something that Buster and I have talked about. Like, oh man, we wish we had the time to do this, but it just can't fit into the schedule because we got. You know, we do TokuTalkers, I do cartoon buffoons. You know, we're kind of it just doesn't work out. But now we have an opening in the schedule and we're not doing TokuTalkers anymore for the time being, at least. So let's do it. Let's shoot some shit. So first thing I want to talk about is I just finished watching through season 1 of Gravity Falls.
Ooh, is this your first
So
time or is this a rewatch?
this is a rewatch. So I watched it when it aired. You know, I watched it or around when it aired, probably like towards the end of season 1. I caught up with and then watched like the final like 4 or 5 episodes as they aired, and then was like fully on board like during the wait for season 2, and then all of that. You know, I'm on record. I love Gravity Falls, but it's been a while since I've watched it, so it was fun to go back and with a friend and rewatch through season 1. We also just recently rewatched season 1 of Steven Universe,
Peak.
which I kind of want to make a video talking about that, just because like I have so much strong feelings about specifically season 1 of Steven Universe. Though I am not one of those. I know there are some contrarians on the internet that are like, actually, season 1 was the only good season. That got bad when they started like digging into the lore, and I'm like, I think
it's always been digging whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But the point is, like, yeah. So we were just rewatching some season 1s of like old. Yes, and we got to Gravity Falls, and I'll say this. So while I do think the show is still extremely funny, and I can still see why it's like so popular. I was surprised by there were some elements that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, or a certain way, like while I was watching it. I did talk about it a little bit on Bluesky, if anybody's following me there. But
yeah, I saw some of those skeets.
But if you don't follow me there, and you want the full context, I think that like the season is like it's pretty unbalanced at first. It starts very like heavily favored towards Dipper of the two siblings. And Dipper's plots usually just revolve around his crush on Wendy. And I don't mind that. I don't really like, I'm not a person who gets too upset about like that kind of cartoon plot of like the young kid has a crush on the older person that is out of his league, or like that it's a romance that can never be, and he's too naive to know it. It's just weird that for me, like something like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, which does a similar thing with like Mac having a crush on Frankie. That it isn't treated as like a major facet of his character, and it isn't treated as like basically the only plot line of his character is trying to like win the affection of this girl. Sometimes the crush comes up like even later into the series, but for the most part, like they do one episode with it, and then they kind of resolve it as like, well, it's not gonna happen. You're 10, she's 20, so that's like it shouldn't happen. That'd be incredibly illegal. In this case, obviously, it's less of an age difference, but even then, it still is like a little bit weird, just because like Dipper looks so much younger than Wendy, even though she's only 15. But it's just like that just kind of like maybe not bothered me like on a moral level, but just like on a storytelling level, it like really annoyed me like how repetitive those plots were.
And like 1 episode is fine, 2 episodes okay, like 3 you're pushing it. You know?
I was gonna say, but almost every episode, like after a certain point, that involves Dipper, in most B plots that involve him in episodes that are otherwise about like Mabel or Grunkle Stan.
Oh yeah, like the pop band episode.
Yeah, like that's like in that episode, it's about Mabel and her friends and the like, finding the cloned members of this band and like saving them. But the emotional core, like the more serious part of the episode, is about Dipper trying to expose that, Robbie uses mind control on Wendy, and then like he, selfishly, after she breaks up with him, tries to be like, yeah, why don't you hang out with me instead? And then just like shut the hell up.
That scene's like it's
I'm
weird.
I'm fine with like, like, oh, he does something selfish and like,
gets come
like steps on her. Yeah, exactly. But it's just after a whole season of like subplots of like, oh, I'm getting closer to her, and I'm like, where are we going with that? Like, this is not gonna end with them like her being like, I do love you, Dipper. Like obviously that's not where it's going, so it's just like a little bit like, I'm sorry for being so hung up on this, by the way, because it's not really the majority of the show is fun and funny, and
I got mysteries.
Yes, it's just like that kind of made me realize like the other kind of overarching problem that I had with the show is that it's very like dude core show, whereas like I feel like Disney these Disney TV animation shows after Gravity Falls have felt a little bit more like gender neutral as far as their presentation. Even the shows with like, oh, Ghost of Molly McGee or The Owl House or whatever have female protagonists, but they feel like, oh, anybody can enjoy them.
How do
Whereas
you feel?
like,
Where do you think Star Versus goes on that spectrum?
I don't know. I think it definitely leans a little bit more into the like, 12-year-old Quirk Chungus sort of, like I love Star Versus, by the way, just saying to people that like I even like the bad seasons of Star Versus, so don't even come at me. I really love that show, but like I think that it maybe like I think it leans more towards like four girls and everything, especially like after season one where they're like Marco's friends get banished to the dark dimension. Like, who cares about them? They're never in the
Yeah.
show again. I don't know why people like some people have seen like, well, oh, they got rid of these like important characters. Like, they
They're not
suck.
bad, but they suck.
Get
They
rid
were
of them.
not funny. They were not funny.
Yeah. They're like the equivalent of them in Gravity Falls is like Candy and Grenda to Mabel, where it's just like, okay, Dipper's he's the lead. He's the guy that we're like mostly focused on, but sometimes we get a Mabel episode and she hangs out with Candy and Grenda, and they have like, they have the vague personality
They're at least
traits that
kind
they
of
do.
funny.
Yeah, no, I do like them, but like they a lot of times when they hang out with Mabel, it just becomes like, they kind of flatten down to just being like girly girls. Like do makeovers and sleepovers and talking about boy bands and things like that. And it just feels a lot of times it feels like it's written. It is just like a very male centric show. A lot of like that style of humor because like sometimes the like Mabel indulging in that like girly stuff feels a little bit artificial, and like yeah, I can see her being into it, but like I also like prefer episodes that are about like her personality traits rather than like these like very gendered episodes. Same thing with
Yeah,
like Dipper. I would rather episodes about his personality and like how it conflicts with other people rather than all these episodes about like him having a crush on an older girl. So
or I mean, like I like the episode where he versus manliness, quote
yes,
unquote. I
that's
thought
a
that
very
was
funny. That's like those episodes can be good for sure. Like
yeah,
the episodes that do tackle like gender or whatever, like this aspect of like how society views you are great. But like I said, just like overall, there's a bit of a like trend towards, like guys are
yeah.
like this and girls are like that,
I
that
mean, like,
you wouldn't
like
really
what I
see
understand,
in
Alex Hirsch
cartoons going
is.
forward.
I mean, like, I no offense to Alex Hirsch, but he is a cis white male, so
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's like big, like something like regular show when I watch that, it's so like male centered, but that's like the dude rock show. Like that's
yeah.
just like
It
you
kind of
kind
like
of go to it for that.
it's so
Yeah.
over the top. It kind of like circles back to being like fun. To me for
Exactly.
regular
Like you
shows.
don't it's like I don't mind that because that's the vibe that the show's going off. Like and I wouldn't mind it here. It's just that I've seen later Disney shows like Amphibia,
Yeah,
that have like, oh yeah, they have like a more balanced perspective, even with somebody like Anne who is like a tomboy type character, like, they write her in such a way that it doesn't feel like they're just like flattening her out to be like not like one of the other girls, it feels like she's like a fully three-dimensional character.
yeah.
Um
Like I
so
think, like out of all the like Disney TVA shows of the 2010s or 2020s, I think Amphibia is still my personal favorite of all
yeah,
of them.
I would say
Like,
for sure.
I kind of like you talk about Gravity Falls. Kind of makes me think of something where it's like there's two cartoons that like I like, but I feel like are way too overhyped or way too like this is the peak of
Uh-huh.
TV
Uh-huh.
even, and that's Gravity Falls.
Mhm.
And the other one's pretty predictable, Avatar: The Last Airbender. So it's
Yeah.
like those two. Like anytime you mention, "Oh yeah, I like cartoons," people will be like, "Have you seen these two?" And it's like, "Yeah, of
Yeah.
course," but it's like, there's a lot more where that came from, or like a lot
Uh-huh.
more cool shit
Yeah.
to find.
I
I don't
think
know.
my problem with Gravity, like, because I definitely agree with you that I think that like there's a lot of people that are like, it's still to this day people like Gravity Falls. It's the goat, and I like I said, I think it's a hilarious show. Like we were just laughing so much while watching it,
Yeah.
and you know, there's some jokes and things that kind of fall flat, and some elements that like kind of are grown worthy at this point, but overall, I really enjoyed it. I would put it in that same category of like shows like Billy and Mandy or Chowder that I've talked about on Cartoon Buffoons that are like really really funny, but because it's kind of like lacking a certain depth to it in season one at least, um, you know, it can kind of leave you a little bit exhausted by the end. And then, like I said, there's some elements to it that just are like, oh yeah, this actually it didn't age gracefully.
And like,
It's
that's
it's
gonna happen with
not it's
all
not
media.
yeah, it's not that it's like badly aged. It's
Yeah.
just there's some the things that you just didn't notice or didn't care about at the time when you're praising it are becoming more apparent as you're watching
Yeah.
it. So I just want to talk about that a little bit, like
Yeah.
the
It's
idea of
becoming more of a 2010s time capsule for better or worse.
yes, I think that that's a good way to put it. But yeah, so I did enjoy it, and we'll be watching season two at some point in the future. We're taking a break from it, going back and doing season two and three of Steven Universe because
Yeah. There was
season
supposed
one
to be
is so.
one.
Yes. I'm glad that you
Yeah.
agree with me about this because the way that season two is structured on like streaming is like crazy. The fact that they end it like not even with the cluster, the fight with like Malachite and the cluster and everything, they end it like before Peridot redemption arc, happens
Yeah.
before
In the
like her.
middle of the redemption arc. In the middle.
Yeah, it's like such a stupid
Because I
like
should know,
way to end the
I started
season.
watching Steven Universe around season two, and so it's like,
Yeah.
I was like, why is it the season structured this way? It's like, this is
Hmm.
good, but it's like, why is it this way?
Yeah.
And it's like, I
Whereas like,
remember it being like, okay, from what I heard, the show was popular, that they wanted to like, oh, make it seem it had more seasons than they do, so they took
mm,
production season two and split
yeah,
it into season two and three.
yep. And then
Yeah.
same thing with season three, they split it into four and five.
Yeah.
So and that's like a common thing in animation show business, that kind of thing, where like, oh, give something more seasons for hype based reasons. Also, so we don't have to pay
Cuphead,
raises. Yeah,
Voltron.
yeah, we don't have to pay like or like if they get a new batch of episodes, we'll have to like give them a raise. So let's just like cut a season in half and say it's a new season, and then they don't get a raise from that. They get paid the same. But yeah, all the Netflix shows basically like do something like that. Very few of them are like actually produced to be like this is season one, this is season two, except for something like Kid Cosmic. That's like an example I can think of, where it's like, oh, season one, two, and three were structured to be that way production wise.
Yeah.
But okay, how about you? What is something that you did the past couple of weeks?
All right. Well, I'm trying to pick my topic. You know what? I'm just
Mhm.
gonna go straight into it. I saw the Chainsaw Man movie.
Cool.
The a couple weeks back. The Rize Arc movie.
Mm.
Now, here's the thing. I know people were mixed on how season one of the anime adapted the manga. I thought it was just okay. I just didn't
Okay.
finish it because it's like I've already read this. It's like, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
mostly tuned in for the EDs because they had a unique ED each episode, and like
Mm-hmm.
those EDs banged. Like even if they were visually weak, the music was always on top.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like so much creativity within those like ED art styles too. It's
Mm-hmm.
great.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't mind the quote unquote prestige drama way the first season was framed. I thought that
Right.
especially the CGI fights were pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way, especially the way Chainsaw Man moved. He moved like a suit actor, and I thought that was
Okay.
very fascinating.
That's cool.
With
Yeah,
this
I never
Rize
watched
arc,
it actually.
yeah, with the Rize arc movie, they had switched it more to like a style, like a more I don't want to say traditional, but like more accurate to the manga style.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a lot more hand drawn shit. There's like
Yeah.
big spectacles, like Jujutsu Kaisen season two. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's big spectacle, but it still really works well. Like it just works I don't want to say which style is better because I do think both have their merits, but the movie budget does elevate the new style quite a while bit, and I'm very
Hmm.
interested to see like how it's gonna like quote unquote downgrade when they do a season 2, or if they're gonna continue
Yeah.
with these movies. And then also, this is just my favorite part of Chainsaw Man, like one of my favorite parts. I have a lot of favorite parts of Chainsaw Man, but like this
Hmm.
is one of
Hmm.
my favorite arcs of the story. So it was
Yeah.
really cool seeing it in a theater, and like the cool thing is everyone in the theater was respectful. I was so
Oh
worried.
wow.
I was so worried we were gonna get like, because
The
you know,
rowdy
anime,
screening. Yeah.
yeah, or like a like I've seen people have those screenings like on Blue Sky, but it's like um the good part is like I got lucky with my gotcha. So
Hmm. Hmm.
uh and so that was just nice. I could just enjoy the movie in IMAX. I could just enjoy the spectacle. I you know the music was great. Like, but like Kenji Yozunu like teaming up with Utada Yukara. That was Yukara.
Mm.
I forgot the Kingdom Hearts person.
Yeah, yeah, Otada Hikaru.
Yeah, Utada
Yeah.
Yukara. Yeah, like just for that ending song was so beautiful. Like I've been
Hmm.
seeing it all over the TikToks. It's great. It's just nice.
Yep.
Like it seems like more people like fully get what Chainsaw Man is, because I've been like, yeah, you still see people just like willfully misinterpreting it, but it's like a lot more people are being like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I get what the story's about. Like it's about pain. It's about like manipulation. It's about a lot of
Hmm.
things. It's like growing adolescence and growing up and just like the
Yeah.
tragedy of all. Like just shit hits. Fujimoto
Yeah.
did good work, and
Hmm.
Mappa. I
Hmm.
hope those animators, yeah, I hope they get paid more than
Right.
they should
Yeah.
be getting paid.
Being pushed into the salt mines to do 25 different like high quality
Projects, yeah.
anime projects.
There
Like,
actually, I'm gonna talk about this now because it's like this is an idea I've had, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with. I've had a video idea for a while where because Mappa didn't used to be this way,
hmm.
so I want to like, and I want to analyze the like Mappa's quote unquote evolution through the
Yeah.
lens of the Garo anime, because
Mm.
they like started off doing the Garo anime, like that was one of their
Yeah.
early projects, and you can kind of see like the subscription and like each subscription, I can't say the word,
Subsequent.
subsequent
Yeah.
anime like that came out kind of shows a phase in their quote unquote like product like history as a
Yeah.
anime studio. I think that would be
Hmm.
very interesting to tackle, but that's a future me to worry
Yeah.
about.
I think that you're onto something because like yeah, I do remember like because I didn't watch a ton of I did watch the first Garo anime, but the other two I never like watched a ton of. I watched like maybe the first couple episodes and then dropped it. Not that they were bad, but just I wasn't interested at the time.
Yeah.
And they do all look quite different from one another and have like a completely different vibe.
Yeah, and it's less about the vibe and more just about like where it places in Mappa's history and like where their priorities lie in
Yeah,
terms of
well
like,
that's what I mean. I don't mean
yeah,
like I don't know. You well, like I guess like they have a different philosophy to their design and like how they're
yeah,
like
yeah, because
you know
each
you
one takes
can
place in a different time period. So like,
yes, but also like you can kind of see like there are things that you would expect to be like across the board like oh this is in all of them but are like not really like even something as simple as like oh the Garo suit is like CG in the original
yeah, and sometimes it's
Garo
hand
anime.
drawn.
Hmm. So
Yeah, there's
yeah,
an idea there. I just need to like work. I actually need to
yeah, I need to
rewatch the
refine it.
shows. Like,
Yeah,
and
the I do really like the Reze arc of Chainsaw Man. I will say I've only read the original run of Chainsaw Man. I've not read like when it came back, like the
yeah,
part
I'd
two.
say wait. I'd say like I'm liking part two, but wait.
Sure. Like I did take me a while to actually read Chainsaw Man in general because like you know other friends like Wayne and Nikki were really big fans of it, and then when I finished reading it myself, we did a whole like shit shooters episode where we got together and talked about it. And
Ooh, I might need to
you
listen
know,
to that.
yeah, it's on. I mean, actually, the freaking Patreon. I think I closed it. The like Exploded and
Ah,
Defeated one, but it's on
Internet Archive. Yeah, I was gonna
Internet
go
Archive
there.
is all that stuff. So all that old stuff. I have to like upload it somewhere else. Just because like I do still get people that are like, where is that? You know, where is all that stuff? And it's like kind of hard to find on Internet Archive because the person credited all of it as like Nikki Austin and Wyatt. Like they didn't know my last name and
They
they like
just
put us together as like one artist credit. So like if you want to search for any of that stuff, just type in Nikki Austin and Wyatt. And you'll find the all of our old podcasts that we did. Anyway, I just wanted to bring up that like yeah, Chainsaw Man, I agree with you. Like it's like a lot of people sort of lost sight of this like aesthetic qualities of Chainsaw Man. It's kind of cool to have like after being in part two for so long to get to go back to like such an iconic moment from the first part and
true.
experience it that way. As far as I recall, like I've seen some people be like, oh, they need to do another movie that's like the finale stuff, the stuff with Makima, and there's an arc in between that and this.
Yeah,
So that
the
I assume that
Quantique
they would
art.
want that to be like season 3 or whatever, and then
Yeah.
and then like the finale be like the movie. I don't know how I feel about that. Like
Yeah,
the
I mean, it's
you
also
know,
this Demon Slayer movie business is kind of like throwing a bunch of
yeah.
anime out of whack because it's like,
Yeah, it
oh,
just
like
made too much
that's
money.
yeah. I mean, hey, good for the people, but it's also like, oh no,
Right.
like
That's
just the
true.
pacing is just like this is gonna be hell to like recommend in the future. Where it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
here's this anime. Then you after the first season, you gotta watch the movie. Then the second season, then you gotta watch
Mhm.
this like, trilogy of movies. It's like it's like
Yeah. Yeah, and come to think of it, it's been a while since we've gotten a Dragon Ball movie. I guess
yeah.
because
I mean,
Daima, we got
yeah.
Daima last year.
And that was like had a movie production schedule.
Mhm.
I really like Daima. Daima was
Yeah,
good.
I actually love Daima. That's one of my like. I was out of step with the general Dragon Ball fan base because a lot of people were like,
Good.
"This sucks.
Yeah.
This is mid."
Yeah, no, like me and my friends, we all watched Daima week to week, and we had the biggest smiles on our face. We were
Yep,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
It and Dragon Quest 3 coming out the same day is like perfect brand synergy, because
yeah,
Daima is very much the Dragon Quest of Dragon Ball, like
yeah.
that's what
It's the
it's kind
most
of going for.
RPG Dragon Ball.
Yeah. So, right. Have anything else to say about the movie?
Oh yeah, yeah. Chainsaw Man, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I did. There's a couple other movies, just like regular ass movies, I need to go see. Like I wanted to see Shelby Oaks, I didn't get a chance to.
Okay.
Like that was the Chris Stuckman horror movie. I was
Mm-hmm.
just kind of curious, just like I wanted to see it before October ended, and then October ended. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've heard great things about Predator Badlands. Like that seems
Oh,
like an
okay.
awesome movie. I still want to watch. I haven't watched any other Predators. It just Badlands looks like it's one of it's like Banjo Kazooie but brutal. Like because it's like
Right. Yeah.
like the robot like backpack. It's like
Yeah.
that sounds
Uh,
fun.
like Frankenstein, I definitely want to check out.
Yeah, that's on Netflix right now.
And then Begonia is the other one that I'm interested in as a fan because like I heard about it from being a fan of Stavros Halkias, the comedian who's
Oh,
in that movie. So and he was like, yeah, I have no idea why they got me in this movie as like a fat dirtbag guy, but
yeah,
I
I
played
haven't
my
watched.
role to the best of my abilities, and I'm like, hell yeah,
Yeah.
brother.
I've watched
Um,
the other Yorgos. I mean, he's been making a lot of movies. The director of that, like
yeah,
Yorgos
yeah,
Lanthimos. Like I watched Poor Things in theaters, and that was like a beautiful movie. I really enjoyed that.
yeah.
I need to watch more. I know his movies can get pretty brutal, so it's like I need to have the right stomach for it. But it's like I
Right.
would love to
Yeah.
like watch more of his movies, and that the concept for the Burgania seemed pretty interesting. Oh
Mhm.
yeah, just a lot of cool shit coming out. I mean, hey, I guess another thing I've been watching, Plurbius. That just had the new Vince
Cool.
Gilligan show.
Mhm.
I don't really
Mhm.
have much else to say. It's good.
Yeah. Of course.
Too bad it's on Apple TV. Like, because like now I
Oh
have to.
God. Yeah. I fucking hate Apple TV.
Yeah, that's
So
like because I watched it through other means, but I knew that like you would be like, Apple TV. That I
yeah,
can't even
because
watch my Fraggles.
I know exactly. That's the like that's the problem is that I'm like, all right, I had to get Apple TV to watch Peanuts and Fraggle Rock. These two nerdy bullshit things I want to watch, but it's just like such a bad. There's a lot of like cool shit on Apple TV. Though,
Yeah.
like as far as like if you're an animation nerd, there's like a lot of cartoons that I'm like, what? How's and nobody talking about this? Like Harriet the Spy is really good, Pinecone and Pony, stuff like
Do they
that.
have the Cartoon Saloon movies on there? I think they did.
Yeah, they have what is it? Wolfwalkers was
Yeah,
like
that's the that.
exclusive to there at first.
Ah,
And then they released it on Blu-ray alongside Song of the Sea and Secret of Kells, all bangers. Song of the Sea probably still my favorite of the like Irish folklore movies, but Wolfwalkers is maybe their best. And then the other two movies that are like not part of that, Breadwinner and My Father's Dragon. Breadwinner is really good, and then My Father's Dragon is okay. It's kind of weak in like story and everything, but it's a beautiful movie. So if you just want to watch visual feast, check that out. You can't go wrong.
yeah.
Uh, but
Anyway, what
yeah.
else have you been doing, Wyatt?
Oh well. I just finished Pokemon last night.
Pokemon Legends ZA?
Yes, I just
All
finished
right.
the new
Spoiler talk.
Pokemon.
Spoiler talking initiated because I have
Yes,
words. I have good
yes.
words.
hmm Yes,
Okay.
I'm surprisingly, yeah. We can both talk about this for sure. I was surprised going into it like as like somebody who's a big fan of Legends Arceus, how different it was from Legends Arceus in like a lot of ways. I expected it to be very similar, but it ended up kind of being like really its own thing. Um, but what were you gonna say?
I was gonna like start with my. I do not care for X and Y. Like
Okay, yep, me
the
too.
game this is inspired by
Uh-huh.
and Legends Arceus I liked, but I thought the battle system was kind of like I love Pokemon battles, and I thought the battle system in that game, both the enemies you fought and the way mechanics work, were just not great.
hmm
So this was kind of have like two things I'm not really like a fan of, or the core conceits of the game.
Right. So you weren't
Uh,
super excited for it before it
Yeah,
came
and then
out.
also like action combat was like, oh, like that could work, but I'm like, eh. But now having played it, it's like, no, this is like probably one of the best bang for your buck Pokemon games in terms of just like, at least on Switch 2. I didn't play the Switch 1
Yeah.
version. Um,
hmm
like in terms of if you just want a solid ass video game, like this is like a good like bang for your buck. Like,
Yeah, and it's I was surprised by how much time I put into it and
yeah,
how much
there's so many side quests. I barely like
yeah.
even scratched the surface of those.
Absolutely. Like I was like I played the game for like 40 hours and I still looked at the map and I'm like, God, there's so many side quests and there's still like
Yeah,
wild areas where I haven't caught all the Pokemon in them and things like that, and obviously I have like post game stuff to do. I'm
the
fairly
DLC
certain it's
is
just
next
like
month.
yeah, just
Yeah.
like so I'll probably wait to do the stuff with like Xerneas and Yveltal like until the DLC comes out because that comes out after Prime 4. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna hyperfixate on that. And then when I'm done with that, I can come back to Pokemon and do like the post game stuff and the DLC and everything. But yeah, so I agree with you. I think X and Y just came out at the wrong time for me because it was I'm 30, so this came out like right at the end of high school. Um, I think it was like literally 2013. So yeah, that was the first fall after leaving high school.
Yeah.
So it was very like, oh, my childhood is over. And I actually did like play a lot of Y at the time, but comparing it to Black and White and
Mhm.
even Black 2 and White 2, it just sort of fell flat as far as like the story and characters go. I was like pretty disappointed. I understand that we shouldn't be judging Pokemon games too hard for their story and characters, but I was actually really impressed by how Black and White, like how good those characters
Yeah.
were and
I'd
the
even
story and
argue Black and
everything.
White 2 has some good story in it.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah, I would think that like for sure, like it does a lot of cool things with that world and with the characters and everything. And like yeah, maybe like Hugh is not as like memorable or beloved as Sharon and Bianca, but like he still has his own character arc to go
I really
through.
like Hugh. Like he's probably my
Yeah.
favorite of the Gen 5 rivals. Like I
Hmm.
just really like that archetype. Like
Yeah.
of like kind of like a bit of an edgy, but like secretly a softie.
Hmm. Yeah. I enjoy that, especially because like in Gen 6, your rival is so generic that I go to sleep even just thinking about
I don't even
them,
think there is a rival in Gen 6. I'll be real,
Well,
because like
sure.
they're just kind of people you hang out with.
Yeah.
Like
Uh-huh. That is true. Yeah, because you have Serena slash Callum, who's like your main rival, and then there's like
the
what is
three
it?
bums, the three
Yeah,
stooges.
yeah, there's girl Shauna, that's her name.
Shauna, the
Coconut Head.
dancing coconut.
And then yeah, Tierno. And like uh Legends Z actually does a cool thing where they sort of like recreate that dynamic where
Yeah,
they have
remixed
like
it.
yes, where it's like, all right, here's like your main rival of like, in my case, Tawny. And then, oh, here's your, the dancing character with Lita, and then the like the quiet and calculated, nerdy character of Naveen.
Naveen
Um,
is. Oh, I have some words about Naveen.
yeah. Yeah, he's probably my favorite as far as like he's the funniest. He's the most entertaining. Even if like I myself, I'm not a stream watcher. I'm not a VTuber guy, but he
No,
is like fully bought into this culture.
yeah, like I've met people like Naveen, and that's why
Yeah,
he scares me.
yeah. And
Like,
like I think that that's just such a good character
yeah,
twist. It's like, oh, this very like stoic sort of like kind of bored looking character. He has like this really really like passionate nerdy underbelly to him that like you
mm,
explore through the side plot with what's her name, the
Kanari.
streamer, yeah, Kanari. And in general, like I think that the game does a pretty good job, like maybe a better job than Legends Arceus. Sorry, I pronounce it Arceus, not Arceus. Um, at exploring all these different characters in this world and like making every part of the game feel like, all right, it's this episode where we're doing this character, or like we're learning about this person and
Yeah.
their
And
role in
honestly,
the
I think
city.
that's really cool because I think Pokemon's been leaning towards that for a while. Because like Sword and Shield already felt like you're in this big
Yeah.
sort of arc of an anime to
Hmm.
me, and then
Yeah.
Gen 9 was very like, oh, you have these individual story arcs that all coalesce into
Hmm.
like one final thing in Area Zero, and now
Yeah.
this is like, okay, you got like it's literally episode mission 1, mission 2. It's like
Yeah.
really like
Where it's
episodes
like
of the show.
broken up with the like general pattern of going around catching Pokemon, doing the night fights, doing that stuff that's like that, you can sort of break up the monotony of doing like these missions. But like, yeah, I ended up loving all of the characters that you
Oh
end up
yeah,
like doing like the like I do think it's a little I understand why they did this, but I do think it's a little unfortunate that they like set it up as, oh yeah, you start all the way at the bottom of the rank, and then like very early in the game, you like shoot way up to like F rank, and then
yeah.
from that point on, it's like, all right, well, you got to fight like six guys after this to,
Yeah, which is
get
like
to the top.
I get they want to do like Z to A, Legend ZA,
Uh huh.
but it's also like, like I mean, I don't mind it because it's like, oh, that's like that's just better for pacing, but it's also like a bit
Yes.
awkward, like when you're playing it for the first time, being like, oh, what? So I'm not just gonna fight those people. Again, this is way better for
Yeah.
pacing. It's just awkward within the story.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was assuming like, okay, like maybe when we get towards the top, they'll start to be more like defined characters, but for now, it's just going to be kind of generic characters as you're working your way up. But the fact that you fight like a couple generic guys and then uh, you fight what's his name, the Quasartico guy with the Trampa, and then you go all the way up to F rank, and then like from that point on the structure shifts to like it's crazy that the game doesn't even really get started until like, oh, all your Pokemon are fully evolved and you can mega evolve them. Like that's when the actual game begins. Everything before that is like very prologue, and then the real meat of the game is after that point because I'm so used to in Pokemon games that being like halfway through, maybe, you know, a little bit over halfway is when you have like a fully evolved team of
Yeah.
guys. Um
Oh, which starter did you choose, by the way?
I chose Chikorita, so I had
Mm.
Mega Meganium. Yeah, let's talk about the like. How do you feel about like the starter megas?
I picked Embor or Tepig,
Hmm.
and I haven't seen I haven't seen the Meganium one up close, so it's been a
Okay,
bit. Maybe you could like put an image. I the Feraligatr
sure.
one's funny. I think the Feraligatr one's pretty
Right.
cool. Uh, and I do like Embor's, where it's like he's got this fire pole, and it's like he's like
Yeah, that
going
is
all
super
over.
cool.
Yeah. He's just
Yeah,
basically just more beefy Embor. It's kind of like Mega Charizard, but it's like I like Embor more. So it's like a
yeah.
hot take, but like I just
Hmm.
think it's just cool. It's just like Super Saiyan Embor. It's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
One of the
a couple,
dreaded firefighting Pokemon, you know, if you
yeah,
remember in the, you
the
know,
Gen 3, the Gen 5, all firefighting. It was
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, what's going on? Hold on. I'm trying to find a good image of Mega Meganium, so
Yeah.
to,
Like, I
to
guess
send
like
over.
it kind of sounds like like you're saying you're stuttering when you say that. Like
Mega
you're like,
Megania, yeah.
uh,
Hold on.
yeah. What was my final team? I forgot already because like I didn't do any of the post game stuff because spoiler alert, the ending broke me. So
Right.
like,
Hmm.
um
The ending
oh
that breaks you.
yeah, yeah, it's a freaking video essay as title. Oh,
Yeah.
that's really cool. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. I love Manium. Very cute.
Yeah,
You know, I
Meganium's
like
always been pretty cool. I'm just not really a grass user, so I never really had an excuse.
yes. Yeah, I usually use water types when I play for the first time for a Pokemon game, but because like Legends is a different bag because it's all like remixed Pokemon. So like I used Rowlet when I first played Arceus, and I use Chikorita here. Except for like when I first played X and Y, I didn't use Greninja, which is crazy. I was
He's like
like,
the most popular Pokemon like
yeah,
ever now. It's like
I
that's
know.
kind of funny.
And I'm like, and he's my favorite by far of the three like Kalos starters, but like
Yeah,
I think like somebody else I knew was using Greninja, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll just use Chespin. And
Chestnut's
then
neat.
yeah, and I'm like, yeah, Chestnut's pretty cool. So but it is just funny. It's funny that we learned their mega evolutions before we learned the actual starters of this game's mega evolution.
Yeah,
Like it took
like
until the game coming out for us to be like, oh, that's what they look like. Whereas like we learned in like a Nintendo Direct or
well, that's
whatever.
because like you can get the you have to like do battle online for the Kalos starter megas. I mean, granted,
Okay.
we thought it was gonna be a limited time thing, but no, it's just like throughout the game they'll just keep
Yeah.
putting in more mega stones for you to collect, which is way better than like what we initially thought. So,
Hmm. But yeah,
um,
so like I really like the character. The combat, like you said, is very fun.
yeah,
It's
the positioning could use some work. I feel like needs more teleporting, for lack of a better word. Like just
yeah.
like because like sometimes if you're fighting on rooftops, especially, like there needs to
Hmm.
be more like walls or something to
Yeah,
just
yeah. There's
like
definitely some jank involved. It does remind me a lot of Xenoblade is the best way
yeah.
that I could describe it because
I
you
mean,
have like
Pokemon's
the
been leaving Xenoblade for a while, so I can see it.
yeah. Yeah, I would be surprised if a Gen 10 didn't because I know Monolith does like contract work
Yeah,
for like these kind of bigger open world Nintendo games and also Splatoon for some reason they did contract work for that, but
and Splatoon has big areas, so
yeah. So I expect Gen 10 might like it's possible that they'd get contract work. The thing is like we're obviously I was talking about this with some friends yesterday is that Game Freak themselves are contract workers. Like they are
yeah,
not, you know, just like they mostly make Pokemon, but it's just because that's what the Pokemon company is hiring them to make, you know.
yeah.
So
They do have like
that's why
co-ownership, from what I understand, but
Mhm.
like.
Yeah, and that's why like oh the budgets are so low and whatever. Like
Yeah,
they have like these problems with like development of like small dev teams, small budgets is because the Pokemon company is a company that's cheaping out and wanting to
yeah.
make games as like, you know, like
Quickly as
efficiently and
possible.
Yeah, so like they don't really they're like Illumination, the animation studio, where it's like
Yeah.
they want to make movies on such a small budget compared to DreamWorks and Pixar so that they can end up making a way bigger profit based on like that difference. So I know, but yeah, so I guess if we want to get into a little bit of spoilers, I do have some thoughts about like the end game of Legends EA. um so I will say that the story of X and Y was definitely its worst part by far. It was just
Yeah.
kind of like
Also the pacing, and also, well, that's all
right.
that's good.
But like to me, like X and Y, like it's the story, the stuff with Team Flare. I'm like, who cares about Team Flare? I don't care. I didn't really feel that much emotion towards the like late game reveal of Grisham and like the Team Flare Nouveau, that whole thing. Like I was a little bit confused and like, why are we introducing this late? Who is this guy? I think I've saw him like 4 times throughout the game. It's I guess kind of interesting that he's like a Team Flare remnant, but it's weird that they set it up as like, oh yeah, we're like the new Team Flare, me and my sister or whatever. Like we are the two, we are Team Flare now. Then you do a dungeon, and I was like, what? There's dungeons in this game? Like, why did they wait until like obviously there's the sewer beforehand, but that kind of didn't even register in my mind as a dungeon. I was like, whatever, it's a sewer area. But the fact that they gave you like, all right, now you're going to the Lysander lab, like in X and Y, that made me be like, why wasn't there more of this? That would have could have been like fun variety. And I think that's just the problem with setting the game in Lumios solely. I understand the decision. I think they made the right call to set it in Lumios, but it made it so that other parts of Kalos, like the power plant, that everybody was conspiracy theorizing about, 10 years ago, like we didn't get to revisit that. We didn't get to, go to like the cave with Mewtwo in it or whatever. Like they didn't have like these, or the like whatever, the one cave they had to like ride a Rhyhorn to get to, like these areas that are kind of iconic places in Kalos, because it's in Lumious. They only had like, all right, here's the Team Flare like base.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna say? Yeah, so that part kind of like left me a little bit high and dry, and also like I think they take a little bit too long to introduce like the whole plot line about why you need to like rise through the ranks. Like the idea of like, oh, you need to be strong enough to control the mega evolved Floette. Like they introduced that, and I was kind of like, what? Mega Floette? What the hell are they talking about? And then like obviously like later Naveen is like, that doesn't make any sense. How can Floette mega evolve? It shouldn't be Florges. And then AZ is like, she's built different. And then I'm like, okay, sure. Like that's fine. Like I have no problem with that as far as the plot goes. And I'm able to forgive the like weirdness of like that Team Flare thing, like I mentioned, and the like random introduction of like, anyway, you got to mega evolve Floette to stop the tower from destroying everybody. Because the actual climax of the game, like the final part of the game,
Yeah, like the final hour
is so good that I was just like, all right, this rules. I really enjoyed this. Floette, like the tower going crazy and like fusing with Floette and turning into like a giant Biolante from Godzilla Tower.
Yeah.
Is like
You got
a
like
very
everyone helping you out. It's so
yep,
good.
I
You get
love
like all
that
the little
stuff. Like
final character moments. It's great.
it's like those mega Pokemon were like tough as hell.
Oh
Like, I
yeah,
was
they
like,
were beasts. Like I didn't
yeah.
I'll be real. I didn't level up my Pokemon properly, so I got a couple wipes off
I
that.
feel
So
like I did. I feel like I did because they were like 10 levels below me, but they were still kicking my ass super hard. So it was like all my
yeah,
Pokemon were like 70, 72, stuff like that. And they're like 62, 63. And then like with like the final set of it where it's like, Garchomp and Metagross, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god, stop! Just stop using Hyper Beam on me. You
Yeah,
know,
it's crazy. It's like all the difficulty in Legends Arceus colliding into one moment, like into
yeah.
just one moment in ZA, where it's like, oh,
Mhm.
you like people who like I don't know, because I think Legends Arceus sometimes is like bullshit hard. So it's like that. It's like
Yeah.
all the bullshit hard moments,
Oh yeah,
and
the final fight with like in the
Volo.
post game, yes,
Yeah.
I was like, this might actually be a little bit unfair with the fact that Giratina can like act like 3 times before you can do anything.
Yeah,
But
it's like an SMT boss, but in a system not built for SMT
yeah.
boss.
That's that. What's that one? Like, what is the casket thing that just keeps on casting the spell that allows it to like act multiple times?
Yeah,
In Nocturne, yeah, it's
yeah,
like
like the
that.
Matador. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that
yeah,
also. But anyway, I did think that the fight with the like, the what is it, Hyper Rogue Mega
Mega
Ange,
Wolf.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was I was a bit mixed on it initially because it's like, oh, you're just fighting the flowers, but like the
sure.
cinematics with like a Zygarde like being
Yeah.
basically like a Kamen Rider Ultraman, it was like that's really cool.
hmm
Uh,
Yeah, I figured it would be something like, oh, you're attacking like parts of it rather than the whole. I kind of expected like, oh, all around the city, like your friends who like were helping you, like they show up and fight like other parts of the flower, but they really
yeah.
just focus on you fighting the X and Y flowers that come out, and then like go through 3 phases, beat them. Zygarde doesn't attack, etc. Uh, and like, yeah, that's really cool. And I do think that uh I've seen some mixed things about people talking about the difficulty of that, because like you can, like, if you understand like patience, you can
Yeah.
like get through the fight without taking too much damage. But like
Yeah, it was a
I
pretty
I
okay.
was like down to the wire
Oh.
personally, because like at first, like I just didn't understand that you could hide behind the rubble for like a
Oh.
long portion of like, until like the second phase of fighting the flowers. I was like, why is this beam attack it's doing so much damage? I can't dodge it, you know. So it wasn't until I noticed that the rubble was
Yeah.
there.
I picked up on the rebel pretty quick, so
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know people were struggling with that.
No, no, people weren't. I was
Oh,
struggling with it.
oh,
Most
okay.
people, most people are saying that it was too easy because of that. So
Okay. I mean, I thought it was a
yeah.
fair difficulty. I thought it was a fair difficulty overall.
hmm
Um, and then like you get the big like Mega Evolution Zygarde, the big ending, big climax, all sorts of animable like just awesome shit. It's
Yeah.
awesome. And then the credits roll, and then after the credits, you get hit with I can't believe they went there
Uh
because
huh.
we're just okay. I guess so. The character Az, I think he's called right, like the old
Yes,
man.
AZ.
Yeah, Az.
He's the
Yeah, he's
king
been
from
there.
the first game, or from
Yeah,
X and Y.
yeah, and he was always one of the more interesting parts of X and Y. He was one of the better parts. He gave us the it's been 3,000 years.
Yes, yeah, he gave us the meme. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
nah, but there's more than that. And he just passes away like off screen, and then like you see
hmm
the characters visiting his grave, and it just shit, man. Like even it made me go like because X and Y came out when I was like I think middle school or like beginning
hmm
middle school. I forget, but it's like it was early in my like I was the first Pokemon generation I could get excited for because I got in with Black and White and Diamond and Pearl,
Yeah.
so it was like all right, yo, on the 3DS now we're gonna get 3D. It's gonna be. I mean, even at the time I was a little disappointed by it, but I always liked Daisy. So it's like this scene of like you're just
hmm
kind of mourning him just like it kind of felt like, damn, I guess like a part of me is like either grown up with
Yeah.
Pokemon or just like I'm like letting a part of like my childhood behind. It's like shit,
hmm
man. It's like it made me think a lot because it's just like, yeah, I've
Yeah.
been playing these games for a while. Like, damn,
hmm
man, like just it invoked so much within me. Like, not even just within the story. It's like I'm sad this cool characters are gone, but I'm just like, man, just like it feels like an end of an era in some
I
cases.
know. Yeah. And I agree that like AZ was probably like the most interesting part of X and Y, so I was really excited to see more of him. I do feel like they kind of dropped the ball in Legends ZA, where like he isn't doing much in the story until towards the end when he
Yeah.
explains all the shenanigans that you had to do in the end game. And I do like that Naveen is very correctly like, why are you making us do this when this is all your fault?
Yeah.
I am like, obviously, I agree. Like, whatever, let's just get over ourselves and just do it for the greater good. But he is right to kind of be a little bit pissy about like, why are you forcing us to clean up your mistakes that you made multiple death weapons over thousands of years
Well,
that we
I
have to
think
deal
that's
with?
also part of like the game's themes of like we see this like in the city, we see all this like gentrification and just like about
Yeah.
like, well, now we have like all these old people kind of screwed us over,
Mm,
so now we gotta like us the younger or the like mid, not the younger, how do I just the people with
yeah.
the sense, let's put
Hmm.
it, have to
Yeah.
like come in
They
and
are
like
the young
we have,
people.
yeah, the young people, yeah, the just yeah all
I
the young
love
people
the
have
young people.
I just don't because I know there's some older people who are like they're also not happy with the state of affairs. So it's like
Mm, mm.
it's just I don't want to always I just don't want to like exclude it, but you get what I mean. Where it's
Yeah, yeah,
like the people need to like come together to like freaking like even if the people won't take accountability for their actions, it's like
yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, I think that you're right that like him dying, I felt like that was like the right thing to do for sure because the idea of like okay, he lived for thousands of years due to the this freak accident with the device. He's like cursed with immortality, and it's only when he's able to like move on from his grief and his regrets with
Yeah,
Floette that she's like comes back to see him, and that sort of like begins the process of him being able to let go of his life essentially, where it's like he had that one more regret that like kept him alive for 5 more years, but as soon as he was certain that the future was going to be okay, like the it was in good hands,
yeah,
his body just like gave up and he finally had some peace after. And it's like sad, but it's also a happy thing that after so long of living like a nightmarish existence, he
yeah,
just got to finally rest in peace. So good for him. Good old AZ. Um, but yeah,
yeah.
I think at the end of the day, uh, like I know that there's like with every Pokemon game, there was some sort of controversy, sort of like people being mad about graphics or
Especially
whatever.
the leaks, the leaks
Uh-huh.
that happened. Yeah,
Yeah, and of course there's the general Switch 2 anger that has happened this year. So like every time a new game comes out, people are like, "This looks like a PS2 game." I'm like, "Man, you should play some more PS2
yeah.
games."
PS2 guy got some juice, you know.
Yeah. But it's just like, so it's been kind of a frustrating year. I'm not like the biggest Nintendo fan in the world, but it's definitely like as somebody who is very eager for Metroid Prime 4, it's been very frustrating just seeing like every single fucking month there's like some new round of discourse about like this is why Nintendo is literally Satan. And then it's like Microsoft is like, oh yeah, so we're making drones to kill people in the
Yeah,
Middle East and
and
sell
we're making
to
an AI
Israel.
remake of Halo.
Yeah. And it's like, I think they're the evil ones. Like, two things can be true at once. Like, yeah, but one is worse. We do know
Yeah,
that, right? Mario Kart being $80 is not the same level of evil as like laying off thousands of employees,
yeah.
using AI to create art, using,
Uh,
like
the
all
whole
of this,
Switch,
your entire
whatever.
pipeline to create war
Yeah,
profiteering, all
yeah,
of that bad. We can agree that it's like, yes, let's not buy from Microsoft anymore. You can also not buy from Nintendo anymore, but the boycott is just based on like I think they're a greedy company and
yeah.
are doing anti-consumer things. Not
Like,
yeah, they're doing like anti-human things. Like they're
yeah,
just doing a bunch of like morally reprehensible things that I hate. So that's like my opinion with Microsoft and the Nintendo thing, where it's like and
yeah,
I also do think that Nintendo, unfortunately, I don't mean to baby them necessarily, but they do a lot of things that are just really stupid and clueless
yeah,
without malice. Like I
yeah.
don't think
Like,
that them
You've
pricing.
seen that Miyamoto quote, right? Where it's like, or not Miyamoto. I don't think it was a Miyamoto. I think it was just someone from Nintendo. Where it's like, we believe
Mhm.
in like pay, like it took a while for the like they had to be like talked down to like give Wii Sports as a freebie, like
Right,
back
yeah,
in the
yeah.
day.
Oh yeah, I talked about that in the Reggie book, which I did read. He mentions
Mhm.
that it's like he figured that it would be a better marketing decision to package the Wii with a game that was designed specifically to play the Wii with. And they're like, "What are you talking about? This is a premium game. We need to sell it for the full price." And that's the mentality that has followed Nintendo all the way to this day. Is that they truly think that their art is so magnificent and worth these prices that's why they are like, oh, well, of course you have to pay, $40
Well,
for
see all for Yoshi's New
Mario
Island
Galaxy.
See all for Yoshi's New Island HD next year.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just like, that like I understand the prices. I will say that the prices across the board as far as the industry goes
Oh
are
yeah, they're all awful.
kind
It's
of
just,
kind
the
of
problem.
crazy. So
The problem is Nintendo never does sales. That's
yes.
the big problem. It's like at least with
Mhm.
Sony in a year, it's like okay, I can get a decent sale. With
Yeah.
Nintendo, it's like this might as well buy it now.
Yeah, like well, there's no difference between buying it now or buying it later
Mm,
if they just don't ever go on sale. So yeah, there are legitimate things to be upset about them. I will say like Pokemon, I'm kind of just like the hate them I just kind of ignore at this
yeah,
point because there's just
same.
like no winning. I have my own opinions on the game, on each game. Like I had like
Yeah.
very mixed opinions on Scarlet and Violet because of the performance and everything. But I didn't buy into like a wave of everybody hating it or everybody liking it or whatever. Like I just want to
Same.
live in my own bubble and
Yeah,
talk with like a
with
few
a couple
friends.
friends, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
about
kind of
it.
what
And
I'm like that with a lot of media these days. Like I'm like that with Toku. I'm like that with
yeah.
I'm like that with Pokemon. Like I mean, Pokemon's one of my favorite things. I'm like that with Kingdom Hearts because it's like
Oh
God,
yeah, yeah.
don't
You don't
everything
want
about
to. You're sick of talking to people that are like, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix is the
yeah.
greatest,
I mean,
the only good video game
yeah.
in the entire series.
Here's the thing. I love KH2 Final Mix. It's like top five
Yeah.
game. I'm suck.
Mhm.
Like I can't believe you guys are making me hate like a top five game because you keep
Right.
gassing it up as the only good one. I
Yeah.
hate that. I hate that. Like I like it's
Mhm.
cool. Like I'm glad we're getting some games inspired by KH2 Final Mix. Like
Yeah.
Geno Kids is awesome. But at
Mhm.
least it's like also taking inspiration from Devil May Cry. It's not just the only thing. I don't know. I can
Yeah.
I don't know. I just I want Kingdom Hearts 4 sooner than
Mhm.
later, man.
Yeah.
I
Me
kind of
too.
yeah.
Me too. I'm kind of worried about that. The Square Enix being like,
Yeah.
oh, it's all AI all the time now. I'm like, oh, please don't
Eh,
let this affect Kingdom Hearts 4.
yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm like, this better be like the NFT thing where they make us oopsie and then they apologize and then go back to just making
Yeah,
games. I don't know.
yeah, that's a problem. They're stupid. Like Square
Mm.
Enix, they're just dum dums.
Executives. They
So,
have so much cool creative people working for them, but the
uh-huh.
executives are some of the most dumbest people out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's bad.
All right. Do
Uh,
you have the final thing that you want to chat about before we wrap it up?
I don't think so. I was really mainly going into here talking about the reason we're doing this and Legend ZA. I think I'm
Okay.
like good.
Oh, so yeah, I think that's we've talked for a while. It's been it says over an hour on the recording. So,
Yeah, I guess we
you
can
know,
plug our stuff. Wyatt, where can people find you?
go on over to Twitter and Blue Sky, Wasp Ranger, WAZP Ranger. It's mostly stream of consciousness stuff, but I do post about podcasts I'm doing or videos I'm making. Um, what's coming up on Cartoon Buffoons? The CN Real stuff that's coming soon. So if you
Ha!
want to check that out, then please,
Have you talked about Level Up yet? Have you talked about Level Up
not
yet?
not yet. That is a little bit later from
Ah,
So we did the
I'm
main.
kind of tempted to claim Level Up. I'm kind of
Yeah,
tempted because I
I would
watched the
love.
movie recently.
Yes.
So I'm
I'd
like,
love to have you on for that and like Tower Prep or whatever. Like those are like a couple years after the initial like
ah,
because the initial seeing real stuff is like Brain Rush and The Other Siders and Destroy Build Destroy and Dude What Would Happen,
ah,
which is like we did episodes on all those. We did them like two a piece basically.
that's fine.
One
You just
so
want
we
to
did
get
an
it
episode.
over with.
Yeah, yeah. So we did like Cody was on to talk about Brain Rush and the Other Siders, and then friend Isaac, who was Nikki's brother, was on to talk about Dude, What Would Happen in Destroy, Build, Destroy. No good show among all four of those. All bad.
Look, I can acknowledge that, but Destroy, Build, Destroy was really ironically funny for me. Ironic. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like for a younger generation, for sure. Because Isaac was also born in 2000.
Yeah.
So like he was like, oh yeah, this show was like I thought like this and Dude, What Would Happen? These were like the coolest shows ever. And I was like 14 at the time that these shows came out, so I was like, this sucks. Where's Chowder? But yeah, check out Cartoon Buffoons, on my channel. It's Only Magic. Check out the Patreon. Also, It's Only Magic. If you want to get the episodes a week early, you can for $3. But if you only got $1, that's fine. You get Wow Cool Robot, which is me and my friend Wayne going through every single robot in existence. We do have to record more episodes, though, so it's been a while. But how about you? Where can we find you?
Hi, I got my latest video got copyright struck for the dumbest reasons. The freaking Borat Zohan. It wasn't because of any of the movies. It wasn't even because of the movies. Like it was. I don't want to get into it. It's really funny.
Before you go on, real quick, there was a period of time where you were like making the like don't mess with the like you were talking about that, and it was like it was like right before the New York City mayoral election, so I kept on thinking you were talking about Zoran.
My word, it doesn't help that I slur my words often too, so it's like, oh, that I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's like don't mess with the Zoran. Yeah.
That's gonna be my remake. That's gonna be my remake.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can find all my videos, new and old, at the Buster Corp channel. I also have a channel where I make a cartoon called Buster Tales. I'm trying to promote Victory Buster more, little by little. I'm just always nervous talking about my passion projects. I'm a little nervous. Like it's like, oh, I don't want to. Nobody would care, but like people do care. So, I'm gonna try to mention it more and more. You can also find, if you want to find more wacky podcasts featuring people. Well, there's a lot of them out there, but there's a lot of them out there. But you can find, if you want more with my voice and other people's voices, you can go to Modular Media, the channel that I'm uploading this on, where we used to have TokuTalkers. We not anymore. But you can also find Analytical Fanboys. We're talking about some Shakespeare this month. Every month we do an episode on like a topic that someone in the selected. So Boy making us watch a Shakespeare movie. And then this week we're having Vangelis as a guest. So that's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, cool.
So stay tuned.
What Godzilla movie did we have him on as a guest? I think Godzilla versus Gigan. We had him.
I think I remember listening to that one.
Yeah, very good. Cool dude.
Cool dude. Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of the In Case of Emergency Break Glass podcast. I don't know what's happening next week. We'll find out. We'll play it by ear.
Yeah.